Shalom. This is the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34. And it reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double blessing and honor to the Slaki. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning, the Aqua. To you also I say Shalom. It is your brother, Ratazar Gabar, back here with another lesson through the spirit. And in today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about an article that I seen pop up on my feed. Concerning a mother who deleted 2 of her children. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that, man. And we're gonna read that article, pull out some precepts through the spirit, and Lord willing, the lesson be edifying for those out there listening and watching. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it. It says, nurse 32 shoots dead her 2 young sons and grandmother before shooting herself in horror quadruple murder scene. So like it, murder-suicide. So the Lord brought forth judgment upon 4 individuals, the mother, the 2 sons, and the grandmother. I want to pull this out, man, because it instantly makes me think of this precept. Salakia. Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they power out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. The Lord hath put spirits on the earth that were meant to only bring forth destruction and judgment. Meaning, if your spirit can receive it, their lives, up until the point where they fulfilled their duty on the earth, you could say, was vanity. It was meaningless. They were put here on the earth to do a job. So that woman was put here on earth to do a job. And that's the way it played out. They was just in the spiritual world a few years ago. Now they already back. They look like they got 2 different daddies. This nigga at the top like he might be Mexican or something. Northern Kingdom or Asian. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this though. It says a nurse blicky and deleted her 2 young sons and her grandmother before taking her own life in a devastating quadruple murder-suicide. Authorities made the grim discovery during a welfare check at a Tennessee home on January 2nd, where 4 bodies were found inside. The two
2 children were discovered with fatal GSW. There's no evidence to suggest anyone else was involved. Investigators said all of the victims suffered fatal GSW. The victims were identified as Arius Thompson, so he was 4. Isaiah Johnson, he was 13. I knew they had different dads. Well, yeah. Yeah, they look like they got different dads, I'm sorry. Isaiah Johnson and their great-grandmother, Evelyn Johnson, 88. The boy's mother, Heather Thompson, 32, was also found deceased. Authorities said preliminary evidence suggests Heather Thompson was responsible for deleting her sons and grandmother before perishing by suicide. Investigators stressed there is no evidence indicating anyone else was involved, and the motive has not been released. I just want to stop there real quick. We've been telling you all this, but I'm going to reiterate it again. Do not be surprised when you all see, number one, more mass deletions in the news, and number two, more situations where someone in the household or in the family or things of that nature end up bugging out, losing their marbles, or whatever the case may be, and deleting their family. Now, I understand that this is a precept that refers to Jake's, the Israelite curses. However, these same curses seem to be falling upon the heathens and the Edomites, as is said in the scriptures in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. But we're seeing a lot of people who have been bugging out, losing their marbles, losing their shit. And one factor, a very big factor in that. Hold on, number one, let me see. Did they even say where they was at? They didn't even say, oh yeah, Tennessee, okay, con. So I can't say this. A big factor, a determining factor on a lot of these people losing their minds, bugging out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's the case for her, but a lot of these cases are similar in that result. Is that the society and the way things are going right now in the economy has been playing a big factor in a lot of people's mental health. The way that this country is going and the way that this country is demising plays and has been playing a big part in how people are acting, conducting themselves, moving, things of that nature. And I see it firsthand, right? We see it. We see these things going on. Mental health problems, all of this stuff. The fact that people have not been the same for these past now 6 years. A lot has happened and a lot has changed. the world and how things go. And we're continuing and growing in a way where the world as we know it, this life that we know it, is about to cease to exist soon. So there's going to be even more change. So that means there's going to be even more cases like this, and even harsher, right? So just prepare yourselves mentally, spiritually, physically. When you start seeing more and more stuff like this in the news and realizing that's just the Lord bringing forth judgment. Once again, here's my point though. Deuteronomy 28:28. Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grow up in... Well, I don't want to read that because it don't really have nothing to do with this point I'm trying to make. Now, we don't really see many stories of Jakes deleting their family and deleting their... Well, I can't even say that. I've seen some stories about it. But a lot of these people who were killing their whole damn families and all that stuff, deleting themselves, it'd be Edomites. Jake, they have their own ways of going out and all that other stuff. But I've been seeing this type of stuff with them as well. It says the Lord will strike you with madness, blindness, and panic. I want to go into the word madness.
Strong's H 7697. Shigaon.
Madness. Craziness. Furiously. Madness. Craziness, man. Especially in these days that we're in now. How much is put on the back of others to continue on. A lot of people just work all day. Work all day. No breaks. And have to deal with a multitude of other different things throughout their life, every day. And once again, you have people out here who think this is real life. That this type of system or society is going to continue and maintain itself forever. Authorities said, I read that, investigative stress, I read that. Public records show Heather Thompson worked as a nurse at Ascension St. Thomas Three Rivers Hospital in Waverly after earning her master's degree from Walden University. Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis grew emotional while addressing the tragedy. He noted he personally knew the family and that they had lived in Waverly their entire lives, referencing an explosion in the county that deleted 16 people. Davis reflected on the impact on the close-knit community, saying, "Here again, small-town America. Here again, I know the families." So, we're going to do right by them. We're going to respect them. We're going to do right by them. Jeremiah Baya Thompson, the children's father, who was estranged from their mother, shared his grief publicly in an online post, writing, "I miss my sons already. Daddy still loves you. Sorry, I was at work." I know that last part wasn't supposed to be funny, but it kind of was. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Thompson launched a GoFundMe to help cover funeral expenses and bring his sons back to New Mexico where he lives. The fundraiser has raised nearly $11,000, approaching the $16,000 goal. Describing the moment he learned of his son's death, Thompson wrote, "As a father, it hurt and shattered my soul to hear my sons, Arius, Ari, and Isaiah, have been taken from me and are no longer with us." He added, "They were just babies. Every second of today, I wish I could just wake up." It's an update shared yesterday. The father revealed he and his sister were traveling to Tennessee to bring his boys home. Hundreds of messages poured in from people offering condolences and encouragement. At the end of the day, they in the spiritual realm. And they better off, and they're better off and in a better case than us down here on the earth right now. Even though I wouldn't rather be, I wouldn't rather, what's the word I'm looking for? I would rather be alive in this time to witness very important history and be a part of it, Lord willing, than to be in the spiritual realm. Proverbs 28:4 says, "They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them." Here's my point. Evil men understand not judgment, right? That's the majority of people on the earth. They don't understand. They can't comprehend or understand what death is. Because once you realize what it is, at least for me, it makes you fear death less. Especially with the line of what the fuck? Salaki. Especially in the line of work that we're in. We're in a different case for average citizen, right? But it's just, death is essentially going to sleep, man. That's really what it is. You're going to sleep. Now, how the Lord takes you out, it could be something painless or it could be something horrific like this. Who knows? But Lord willing, if we do become martyrs, right, the Lord have mercy on us and make our perishing painless. But right after that, we're going to be in the spiritual realm, meeting the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. So that's what I mean when I say majority of these people don't understand judgment. People don't realize that the book even says, God damn, look at the beard on this nigga. People don't realize. Damn. So, Salaki, hold on. I'm watching the news right now as I'm doing this lesson. Bro, I'm finna show y'all this nigga beard. God damn. Alright. I'm not finna show too much to own what they asked to copyright me on some bull crap. Come on, man. I'm trying to get back to live now. Alright, so like I said, man, they don't understand judgment. Judgment takes place every day. There's not a second that go by that somebody's not perishing, right? It's not a second that go by there's not somebody perishing, leaving this earth and going through the spiritual realm or floating over their bodies. In that same sense, though, that creates a healthy fear of the Lord. Because at any point in time, He could call you back. And for us in the truth, we want to make sure our calling and election is sure. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. I, the Lord, Yahweh. You got to realize
lot of people don't realize is that the Lord is a balanced God, right? So if there's a left, there's a right. If there's a up, there's a down. And false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Yahweh is the former of all things, right? It says Jake is the former of all things. Yahweh created everything, right? He formed everything. He didn't have no help. In the sense of, I'm not saying talking about like building the world and stuff, but in a sense of just doing everything, man. At the end of the day, the glory and the credit goes to him. I say this to say though, let me get this. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. The Ancient of Days. Let me continue on. One supporter wrote, brother, I am so sorry. I'm not your brother. Let me stop. Brother, I am so sorry. Stay strong and know you are not alone. I'll keep your boys, you and your family in prayer. Just wonder why everybody just want to pray for somebody. Oh, I'm tripping. Just
The fuck is this?
Salaki. Everybody want to pray for somebody, not realizing that these people were not innocent. It's like in the book of it's definitely in the New Testament. This is it. Remember what it say in the book of Job?
The 4th or 5th chapter, where it talks about who perished haven't been innocent, man. Or where the righteous cut off. Roughly paraphrased. Here's my point. John 17 and 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are mine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Let me see. Let me make sure that's correct, though. The correct precept thing, though. It might be Jeremiah 7 and 16. I believe it's this one, though, because I do remember it being in the New Testament. Not to say that it's not in the Old Testament. It's talking about the Israelites. No, cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore pray not for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. You know what I'm saying? That's concerning the Israelites. You could count that for anybody that's in the world too. Deuteronomy 30:7, this is what I was talking about earlier. And Yahweh the Most High Power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now shall return and obey the voice of Yahweh, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. Another added, be so deeply sorry for your loss. My heart aches for you and your family. You don't even know them people. Well, I can't say that. They could have known them. Salaki Israel. Sending love and prayers. Aww. This is not the first horse suicide killing spree to happen in the U.S. It happen dang near every day now. It's become common. In 2025, a 5-year-old girl ran for help after witnessing her dad delete three of her family members before turning the gun on himself. The victims were later identified as the child's mom, mother Marissa Liara Roel, 32, grandma Sandra Gale Fogarty, 71, and aunt Alicia Lael Fogarty. They had all been in the Florida home when Roel launched his deadly assault at around 8 p.m. on July 24th. Melissa's cousin later said the victim had been planning to leave her violent husband and was in the process of buying a house. See, this isn't more common. My dad is shooting my mom. Mother blasted by husband in front of kids with 380 as payback for kicking him out of the house for cheating, the cop says. You decide to use a 380, that little ass pistol. No, I'm talking. God damn. It says girl 6 gang raped and thrown to death from rooftop before 2 suspects shot. God damn. Yeah, man, it's getting real. Hey, we out the mud. It's Rashad McKence. No, it's getting real. It's getting real ruthless out here, man. So like in Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, or Haha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom.